want to make sure we get that correct. But welcome to Irving, Texas. Welcome to the beautiful new Irving Convention Center in Las Colinas. Woo! Welcome especially to ZestFest 2011. Greg, Pam, Rod, Judy, all y'all, thank you for your trust, your faith, your spirit, your spark. We're so glad you guys are here. We couldn't think of a better way to open this beautiful building than with a festival so hot, so spicy. In its first hour, it knocked out all the power in the building. That's one spicy festival, right? You guys are in for a great weekend. You know you've been here before. You know exactly what you're in for. If you haven't been, we're glad you're here. Make us your home. We're looking forward to having you here the rest of the weekend. And with that, I'll turn it back over to the man with the golden voice. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you so much, Mara. And this is a fantastic facility. I got to tell you, we have felt nothing but welcome from the folks here in Irving, and this place is fantastic. Now, what you're here for, my singing. Who wants to? No, you're here for the food. You kidding me? It's ZestFest, and would you please join me in welcoming our first celebrity chef. Let me tell you a little about this man. You know how good his food is. You've been to Bonnell's Fine Texas Cuisine. You know that, but you may not know this stuff. First in his class at the New England Culinary Institute. That's impressive. Like many of us, yeah, come on. Like many of us, did some time in New Orleans at the French Quarter. Although he was cooking, I was probably passed out in front of Pat O'Brien's. Some time in Dallas as chef at a few restaurants before he opened Bonnell's Fine Texas Cuisine in 2001. His book, Jon Bonell's Fine Texas Cuisine, in its fourth printing with over 20,000 copies sold. That is impressive as well. His new book, called Jon Bonell's Texas Treasures, will be available this holiday season. So save room under the tree for that one. I'm saying under the tree, and it's not even a month, just barely a month since we took it down. But anyway, right now, this is the man you know from Barbecue with Bobby Flay on the Food Network, from Meat and Potatoes, CBS Early Show, Good Morning America, Today, Nightline. You know him, you love him. We love him here at ZestFest. This is Chef Jon Bonell.
Thank you very much. All right, thank you very much. Welcome, everybody, to the new Irving Las Colinas Center. This, I believe, is the very first show, so I thought we'd go big to start it off. Nothing says Texas like beef. I'm not getting a filet. So what we've got here, these are called tomahawk chops. These are the rib bones. This is the bone-in ribeye. A tomahawk is kind of the king of all steaks. These come from the Strub Ranch in Pittsburgh, Texas. Kind of appropriate. Pittsburgh, not too far from here right now. The Steelers. City just to the west. Now, this is not just your average beef. You got three grades of beef in most markets. You'll see prime, choice, and select. Above prime, we're talking way up there, you get some of these Kobi programs. Kobi is a place in Japan that developed this completely different way of raising cattle, different breeds of cattle. Wagyu, this is a Mashima beef. I'm going to cut right here between the bones and show you what one of these chops looks like. This is nothing that you're going to see in your average grocery store. You got to get to a fancy restaurant to even find these kind of steaks, but that's what I'm talking about with marbling. Marbling is what we call the fat in between muscle. All these little white specks. And this right here is the most marbled piece of beef that I know of anywhere in the world. Incredibly well marbled. Not just solid red muscle, but red muscle with all these little layers of fat dispersed in between. So when you start to cook it, all of those start melting away and give you a juiciness and a tenderness that you can't get any other way. So the king of steaks, this is about a 4-pound chop. When we run these on special, this is going to be our Super Bowl chop. They go for about 140 bucks, feeds at least 3 people. We're going to season it well. Whenever you're seasoning meat, remember the thicker a piece is, the more you have to season it to let it penetrate through. Not just a little seasoning. We get it all down in there. This is a seasoning line that we started this year. It's available at Central Market or off our website. We call it Texas Red Dirt Rub. Got a nice little blend with a few chilies in there, salt and pepper, a lot of garlic, some great flavor. I don't keep any secrets in my kitchen whatsoever. I will tell you every recipe, every ingredient, even the farms that we buy our products from every time. I don't believe in keeping any secrets. Before I was a chef, I was a teacher. That's kind of been a philosophy that being a chef, I feel like I'm still a teacher. I like to get out and teach culinary programs. I'm an instructor at the Culinary School of Fort Worth. I teach wine classes at TCU. I promise you I don't keep secrets about cooking. If you want to know how we make it, I'll tell you from start to finish, everything, where to get the ingredients. I'm going to put just a little bit of oil on here, not much, but just a little bit of oil. And we'll rub it down in there just a little bit, just to make sure that it doesn't stick to the grill. It's one of the ways we make sure things don't stick to the grill. Just a little layer of oil, and we're going to start smoking it up in here. Get that baby cooking. There we go. We'll spend just a little while on this stovetop grill. We would have to wait till tomorrow to try to cook the entire thing on the stovetop grill, but what I'm going to do for you is get this started, get a few grill marks, and then we'll finish cooking it in the oven. You want a clean cutting board? There we go. Easy enough. Brand new, right? All right. There we go. We're getting some nice, beautiful grill marks. You notice what I did? I didn't turn it over. We started with it going like this on the grill, and then we turned and put it like this on the grill. That's how we get those diamond mark grill bar patterns that restaurants are famous for. And I've always wondered, you know, your grill doesn't make those diamond marks. That's how we do it. 45-degree angle one way, then the other way, and then we flip it over. So I'll show you what this looks like. See if we got some good size marks on there. There we go. What do you think? That's what I'm talking about with Texas beef, those beautiful grill marks. Let's get this in the oven to finish cooking. Ha-ha. There we go. This is one I really love. It's our Poblano and Tasso cream sauce. Got a little bit of fresh thyme. I'll just pull a touch of that off the leaves here. And I'm going to put a little bit of shallot in the pan also. You guys know what shallots are? They're kind of like a little baby purple onion. Shallots are one of those things we use in the kitchen and professional kitchens all the time, and yet almost nobody does at home. I don't know why. Not my fault. So a little bit of shallot. Just want to dice this guy up nice and fine. Turn it one way, and then we'll turn and dice it the other way. So we get these nice little tiny, fine, minced shallots. A shallot is a nice, sweet little onion. They work great for things like sauces. Really good in pico de gallo as well. We got a little bit of shallot, a little bit of fresh thyme. I'm also going to take a poblano pepper that's already been roasted and peeled. When it's hatch season, you know, at the end of August, 1st of September, hatch chilies are my favorite. Absolutely love them. But the season on those is pretty short. The rest of the year, when we're doing green chilies, the poblano pepper is my go-to. The poblano, they're nice and meaty. There's lots of flesh to them. They have just a little bit of heat, enough to add really great green chili flavor without hurting anybody. Some of you guys have been to the stations where they hurt you a little bit here today, haven't you? You've been to the executioner station over there? I like flavor, and I like complexity, and just a certain amount of heat. That's the way I like to think of spice. Enough to make it interesting, enough to get excited about it, but not enough to hurt anybody. The other thing we're going to add here is a little bit of Tasso ham. And Tasso is a ham that's kind of treated like a prosciutto, but instead of being salt cured, it's cured with Cajun spices. This is something I picked up down in New Orleans. They take ham and cure them with a nice kind of Creole Cajun blend. Let them go for a while, and you get this incredibly flavorful, spicy New Orleans-style ham that I absolutely love. It's not one you're going to make a sandwich with. It's a little too intense for that, but it works well for sauces and things like that. I use Tasso for a lot of different things. So we're going to take a pan over here that's a little warm. Start with a touch of olive oil, just a little touch. And I'm going to add in our shallots, our green chilies, and our Tasso with a little bit of fresh thyme. We're going to let those guys just start to sizzle away a little bit here. Just want to get them to brown up the slightest bit. All right. Starting to get some serious flavor going on this one. I love it. You got to be careful with the salt on this one because since that ham is already seasoned, it's already cured, Just a little touch of salt is going to do it for this one. You don't want to go crazy with it. Our tortilla sauce is getting close to ready over here, just about there. So once this guy starts to soften up those shallots, I'm going to give it just a little touch of whiskey. Just a little shot. I'm using a rye whiskey today. We're not going to catch... we got excited when we started talking about the booze over here. Now, I'm not catching it on fire today with the microphones and the power out. I'm not going to tempt it with a big flame just yet. But a little touch of veal stock and a little touch of heavy cream. I say a little touch, right? This is not the diet show. This is the taste good show. A little touch of heavy cream. We're going to let all of that whisk in here together. And as soon as that reduces till it's slightly thick, we have ourselves a Poblano and Tasso cream sauce, which I absolutely love. So we'll give that guy just a little bit of time here. Let him reduce a touch. One of the nice things about using cream, besides that it just tastes great, is that it thickens up on its own as you reduce it. You can reduce milk all the way down to nothing. It doesn't thicken until it just burns. Cream has enough butterfat to it. That's right, the good stuff, butterfat, that when it reduces, it starts to thicken on its own. So you don't have to add in flour or cornstarch or anything. It will thicken on its own. This one right here, this cream sauce, is already thickened up. That's what we're going to put on our steak. Let me check the temperature on our steak. Normally on steaks, we tell by feel, by touching them. I'm going with the old scientific method. We're sticking a thermometer in this guy. Oh, yeah. All right. Our steak is going to be ready in a little while. Thank you. That is our Poblano and Tasso cream sauce. And that is the end of my show. If you guys hang around in about 10 to 15 minutes, as soon as that big-ass steak is ready, we're going to bring it out. It's about 4 pounds, so we're going to start cutting it up, and we'll be serving samples in about 10 to 15 minutes right down here on the front of the corner of the stage. Thanks for coming out to ZestFest this year, guys. I'm Chef Bonnell. If you want to know anything else, find us on the web at bonnellstexas.com.